So we have met here this morning as elected MPs, among the ones who have before us. In addition, we have Honorable Kibangendi, who is supposed to be here, Honorable Sothi, who is supposed to be here, Honorable Edwin Sifuna is supposed to be here, and they are part of this statement they have all signed. And we have met here as elected MPs and members in good standing of the Orange Democratic Movement Party to set the record straight with regard to recent happenings within the party. We wish to make clear that many of us, if not all of us here, were present during both the ODM and the Azimio parliamentary group held on the 12th of July at the Jaramogi Foundation in Nairobi. At no time during the said meetings was it resolved that either the party or the coalition will be joining a coalition with William Ruto's KK party. It therefore came as a shock when senior members of ODM showed up on a list of cabinet appointees announced by Ruto yesterday. That some of our leaders have chosen to join a government indicted by the Kenyan people reflects badly on a party that has always advocated for and stood with the people. We have all along maintained support for the ongoing struggle to address the long-standing governance issues bedeviled in Kenya, and are appalled that we are now seen to be joining forces with the people responsible for these issues. To make it worse, the appointment do not reflect the diversity of the party we love, as there clearly was no regard to gender, age, or regional considerations. We wish to reiterate that the position of the party, as communicated by our Secretary General, who is Edwin Sifuna, earlier this week, that indeed the decision by our four comrades were personal and not as a result of any decision passed by the party. We call on the party leadership to move with speed and replace them. That is the end of the statement. I want to finish by saying that ODM party is like an army. 4 of our generals and the brigadiers have deserted duty and are gone to sleep with our enemy. It has no direction from the commander-in-chief, who is the Raila Odinga. The party leader was abroad on a private visit, only to come back and find 4 generals and a brigadier have deserted duty and they joined the opposite camp. So we are saying this is not the position of the party. Such monumental decision affecting the history, the principles, the ideologies of the party must have been passed by the parliamentary group meeting. I want to give my colleagues to add on what I've said, and I'll leave room for questions.
As a party, as elected members of the party, we want to reiterate and want to be very clear that ODM is an organized party and has got very elaborate structures and elaborate decision-making process as enshrined in its constitution. ODM has always been people-centered, has always practiced social democracy, where everybody matters and where the welfare of the people of Kenya matters. ODM is ODM what it is because of those long-held values. Our colleagues who have left to join government have left, I want to reiterate again to repeat, on their own volition. The ODM party is not in a coalition government with the KK party. ODM will remain in parliament as the minority party and will continue to offer oversight the KK government and expose all the ills, all the corruption, so that we continue to build and enhance this constitution and enhance our integrity, accountability. We just hope our colleagues who have joined the government are not going to soil the good name of ODM, because we don't see much that's going to come out of this KK government. We do not know exactly what they are going to do. So as a party, we dissociate ourselves from them, let them go in their individual If they want to go and serve KK, government, if they know how to implement bottoms up, let it their business, but it's not any way connected to the ODM party. Thank you.
Mine is very brief. One, that I want to wish those who have relinquished their party positions to join government well. And I want to declare here that I will be offering myself to replace one of the leaders who has left the party so that we can continue with the ideals of this party. The public is wondering whether really it was the right time for us to abandon the cause. And we are telling the public we have not abandoned the cause. It is just generals who have downed tools, and other generals must be appointed to take over the war at the battlefront. Finally, I want to say this. ODM is a national party. We cannot reduce it to sharing seats tribally. It is very, very unfortunate. It is unfortunate that we lost over 50 young people in the last 1 month. It's unfortunate that we lost 75 people last year. And before we resolve the issues of their compensation, before we sit down to address the issues being addressed by Gen Z, we behave like vultures. It's totally unfortunate. And like my Honorable Ounda said, we dissociate ourselves from individual decisions of members of the party.
Yes, as much as there is a party leader, but ODM operates under certain structures. And one of the highest decision making is a parliamentary group that was called upon last week that comprises members of parliament and also members of the National Executive Council. They sat, we deliberated on the issue of dialogue, and we said that the only thing that ODM is ready to engage KK is a National People's Convention. And it was read to the media, the standpoint of ODM as a party, and later on, it was also adopted by the entire Azimio brigade. So that is the structure of ODM, and that's how it operates, and that is the prism under which most political parties operate. So there is no any other decision other than that was given last parliamentary group. And you are aware that our party leader had traveled abroad. He just came yesterday. So anything that happens without the presence of our party leader is null and void. It is, and the Secretary General, through his letter, was written yesterday, yesterday but one, declaring the stand of ODM that there are precedents to an engagement of KK. The precedents, number one, is that abduction must stop. Secondly, all the people have lost life in the struggle from when Azimio was on the streets up to when the Gen Zs have been on the streets. All of the families affected must be compensated fully. The third one is that those arrested must be released unconditionally. And the fourth is that we must cater for those who are hospitalized out of the brutalities of the police, and a number of police officers who have been mentioned either in, through media, and they have been spotted, they must be brought to book. Those are the conditionalities of having the People's Convention. None of those conditionalities have been met. So that's why I are saying what happened yesterday were individuals who are clamoring to get jobs, and they are gotten out of ODM We said bye-bye, the ODM party will continue, the new generals will emerge, and the party will emerge. Maybe this time round, we'll even emerge more viciously and very lethal.